Dear brothers and sisters, let us continue the book reading Reality at Dawn written by Babuji Maharaj, chapter Faith. Faith in true sense is a lively link connecting the mortal with the immortal. It is no doubt effected through the medium of the Master who is himself connected with the immortal. The link when once connected cannot be broken under any condition and subsists all along during the course of our march up to final point. It is one of the 6 sampattis of the third sadhan of yoga. At this stage, faith is real and genuine and is so firmly established that a man cannot even for a moment get away from it. The reasons for this are, however, beyond his understanding. Before this stage, faith is really artificial and is formed, lost or regained many a time for a variety of reasons. But the Master shall never rely upon it and shall put up with all the emotional outbursts of love and devotion of a disciple looking forward patiently for the time when he comes up to the final stage of Shraddha, faith, as depicted in the 4 sadhanas of yoga, when the real faith begins to assume the form of self-surrender. True faith is really an unspeakable virtue, which is beyond the scope of religion. It is the dauntless courage which leads us on to success. It is that ubiquitous force which makes our path smooth. It is, in fact, the only thing that solves our problem of life. Here, Babuji Maharaj is telling us about the true sense of faith. Faith in true sense is a lively link connecting the mortal with the immortal. See, we human beings or any being on this earth is said to be mortal. Why? Because the wheel of birth and death, it will continue. So, any Atman that takes birth in the form of any being on this earth has to leave its body and again it has to take the new form. So this wheel will continue for innumerable births and deaths. But the faith in its true sense is a lively link connecting this mortal with the immortal. That is going beyond this wheel of birth and rebirth, birth and death. So, it is no doubt affected through the medium of the capable Master, who is himself connected with the immortal. So, the Master's capability is very important here. Thus, the link, when once connected, it cannot be broken under any condition and subsists all along during the course of our march up to final point. What is that link? That link is faith. Unfailing faith, when once established, it cannot be disconnected or broken until we reach our destiny. So, it is one of the 6 sampattis of the third sadhana of yoga, and that is called as Shat Sampattis of yoga. And at this stage, the faith is real faith and it is genuine and is so firmly established within us. And in a person whom this faith is established firmly, that person even cannot know the reason for this unfailing faith. And also, he cannot even be away from this for a single moment. If anybody asks him why you are having this unfailing faith towards your master, then for him the words fail to explain, because it is beyond his understanding. Before this stage of true faith, the faith which has been developed in an abhyasi is an artificial one, and it is formed, and for some reasons it is lost and again regained and again lost many times, and for different reasons also. I have seen many abhyasis who started their practice in search mark system and believed Babaji Maharaj as their guru. All of a sudden they will leave this practice and switch over to some other means, and they will peep into different things, and again they will come back to our system, and again they will go. So this is not the true faith. This is a premature, artificial faith. For this, whatever the master will do, he will never rely upon this thing, and shall put up with all the emotional outbursts of love and devotion of a disciple, looking forward patiently for the time when he comes up to the final stage of Shraddha or faith, as depicted in the four sadhanas, sadhana chatushtaya of yoga. So, master will ignore all the acts of the abhyasi until he reaches this real state of faith. And when the real faith begins to assume the form of self-surrender, then the abhyasi establishes the firm bondage with that immortal. True faith is really an unspeakable virtue which is beyond the scope of religion, and it is the dauntless courage which leads us on to success. And it is the ubiquitous force which makes our path smooth. So, it is in fact the only thing that solves our problem of life. Here, why the true faith is an unspeakable virtue. Many people will claim that I am loving master. It becomes my right to ask him that, this, etc. How it becomes our right? Because sacrifice is the other name given for love. In love, everything is sacrificed, even the feeling of I or mine. Then, where is the question of demanding for anything as a right? No. And then many people will claim that I am having a lot of devotion in my heart and faith towards Master, and also love towards Him. Here I would like to say few words regarding this. If we claim that I am having bhakti, I am having faith, I am having love towards Master, then there exists no bhakti or no love or no faith. Once we express it, it is nowhere a bhakti, nowhere a faith, nowhere a real love. So, the true faith, it cannot be expressed. That's why Babuji Maharaj is saying that it is unspeakable virtue. And it is beyond the scope of religion. So, it is the dauntless courage. Once, Raghavendra Sir came to Ballari and he used to clarify many things regarding our spiritual sadhana. And while speaking, he told that we should have the courage in such a way that if anybody questions us or point out us for our any deeds or actions, we should be dare enough to reply them that yes, I did this because I was supposed to do this. Yes, that was the requirement of the time. So I acted like that. This courage of a lion heart should be there in an abhyasi. Otherwise, he said that I will consider him that he has not even stepped into spirituality. So, we should have that lion heart, that courage to accept our deeds or our actions or our speech, whatever we did it. Otherwise, we have not stepped into the spirituality at all. So, this faith is that ubiquitous force which makes our path smooth, and it is in fact the only thing that solves our problem of life. Yes, it is true, because it is the connecting link between the mortal with the immortal. So, if at all we wish to become immortal and to reach our destiny, unfailing faith, that is in true sense, we should develop it. With this, dear brethren, I conclude today's satsang. Let us know more aspects in the forthcoming satsang. Till then, I take leave. Pranams. Namaste.